I'm a feminist, but I don't sort of walk around thinking of myself as having this feminist identity. Because I'm not quite sure what that means, and I think it may mean different things to different people. Most of the people I knew had intersecting identities. I think everybody does.
That people see me first as being Chinese American or Asian American, and then second as, you know, anything else. And I think that for myself, as well as most ethnic minority women, that it's the intersection of both of them, never one or the other in and of itself.
I don't wake up and say, oh my God, I'm a guy. I'm heterosexual. So you have a lot of identities that are pretty much invisible until they're brought out.
It cuts on three particular slices for me. One is obviously gender, the other is sexuality, I'm lesbian, the third is class. Class is much more unspoken, intersectionality, certainly in psychology. And, you know, you can never just compartmentalize those sorts of issues. There are interactions all along the way.
My ethnicity, which is that I'm Euro-American, and my social class, which is I'm upper middle class. And so because of those, my areas of target group membership, my being female and a lesbian, having an invisible disability, have been sort of balanced against. And I've had access to power in ways that someone of color might not have.
So obviously everything I do is informed by, you know, my life and so on. Yeah, so I mean, fat studies, I'm a fat woman. Lesbian studies, I'm a lesbian. You know, back in the days when I did women's studies, I'm a woman. That was a big deal. You know, many of us had to sort of learn that we were women, you know.
I grew up in a welfare family in a slum. We were very, very poor, so poverty was something I was interested in. And I had been a member of the Young Socialist Alliance, and I had been the president of the Black Student Union. There's no turning back. Once you are feminist, you just are.
The women's movements then came about and became stronger, but many of the ethnic minority women, including myself, didn't initially embrace that as as being part of the movement, because our emphasis and our identity lied much more with the ethnicity part than the gender part. No, it's not the same for myself or other ethnic minority women as it is for someone who's a white woman. You're dealing with somewhat different issues, and the importance of dealing with those different issues are critical. You know, so it's not simply that we are all women.
The early strands of my work were about pulling those things together and looking at intersections. Because most of the people I knew had intersecting identities. I think everybody does. But certainly people who are multiply marginalized have a different kind of challenge. And I think the other piece was that everybody who's a member of a marginalized group isn't equally marginalized.
I think the insistence on looking at the multiplicity of attributes of a person is something that feminist and multiculturalist psychologists have contributed, and that can never change. I mean, I think the intersection of gender, race, and class is now firmly in mainstream psychology.
It was more the emphasis on ethnicity as, because if you look at the issue of cultural competence and the shift and the development in the field from cultural sensitivity to in which it said that people need to be sensitive to people from other cultures. The problem and the evolution in the field was that you can be sensitive, but that didn't mean that you necessarily were competent. And that's how the field moved to cultural competence. And that was really the focus of a lot of the work that I was doing, finding that certain things didn't work within therapy with ethnic minority clients if we didn't pay attention to those kinds of things.
Because oppression gives you a different vista, it gives you different eyes to begin with. oppression teaches you to see the connection of different systems, gender, class, you know. Oppression teaches you that your personal survivor is not only important but the survivor of the community, of the group. It's important because you're just one drop of water in this sea.
I've always resonated with the perspective that says if you're not looking after the least privileged, the most oppressed, then you're not doing it right. And that as long as there are a group of people who don't have rights, any rights that we have are temporary.